I'm back on the set. Irv, officially here. And yes, it is early, but I have my shades on. Now, yes, the shades will come off. I promise you. In the meantime, in between time, thus far, spring semester is over. Now, remember, I was telling you guys I was starting spring semester and 5 classes, 3 semesters in a row, 15 classes, not easy. Anybody who's doing things like that to push forward, to navigate, I see you. And at the same time, being able to do the podcasting and working full time and highs and lows with family and situations like that, some things you don't really have any control of, even like what I feel is in my eye right now. But I pushed through. I actually got through. Now, so far, out of the 4 out of 5, still waiting for that 5th class, but A plus, A minus, B plus, a B. Some people say, hey, you can work harder to get the B's to the A's. We'll do so. But knowing how much work I actually put in, each and every one of those grades, well deserved. Now, I know this 5th class, the professor is very, very interesting. But again, it's about the work, putting in the actual work. And yes, we're going into summer classes, and I am registered. Shout out to everybody at Toro. We are Toro. And those who are getting their career training programs, and I'll do these things on the other side of the conversation as well, but getting themselves together in all these areas of pushing forward. This time next year, I should be at the dealership. And we talk about the dealership, they be like, yo, what you mean? Like, car dealership? Yes, the car dealership. And ain't nothing like when you put yourself in a position to be able to have the things that you want. Even though we have to appreciate all the things that we need, like air, water, love, intimacy, laughter. You need all of those things to survive. But there are personal goals and personal things that you may just want. Some people have a different preference. Some people rather shoot off of an iPhone. Some people rather shoot off Canon. Some shoot off of Sony. Some shoot off of Nikon. Some shoot off of Lumix. There's so many different things that you can be a part of. But I use that as the example of everybody who know all I ever did was put back into self. Every day, every week, every drop of money I've had for the past 3 decades, I put back into self. And that says a lot about one's character. Because there's a saying, as far as your cup pouring over, cup runneth over. All I've ever did was constantly put back into the community, bigging people up. When you sit back and you start to listen to, the testimonials that will occur, you're going to hear those that are around me, those that are close, those that are far, those that are even further, that have been inspired of wanting to do something because it's just how I give them game. And I'm appreciative of that as well. But spring semester is over. If you did the work, you did the work. If you didn't do the work, you know what you didn't do. Maybe you'll do it in the next semester. Those who use ChatGPT to their advantage, we see you. Those who choose to still do it the old-fashioned way, we see you. To those who are doing it smarter and not harder, welcome to 2025. We're live on set, and I'm running because we're running. You're running. And if you're not moving, I'm now asking you what you're doing. We'll be back. So you love creating, you love music, and you deserve to have a studio that works for you, not the other way around. That's where Sumlaw comes in. These guys They're unapologetically dedicated to doing it right from the start. Some law knows every project is unique. They'll set you up with a smart budget plan that's built around your vision. They're with you every step of the way, checking in, guiding, making sure you're always on track. With us, there's no more struggling between wants and needs. They get what's essential so you can focus on what matters. Hey, the governor trusted, and it's simple. They care about bringing your ideas to life. So, photo shoots, headshots, videos, music production, Some Law has the experience to bring your vision out of your head and into the world. Don't wait any longer. Call us and take the next step to share what you've been dreaming of. And I'll see you guys in the studio. Mm. Now, that is some of the best coffee that one can have. That is actually Cafe Du Monde. I order it by the bulk. Get that through. I have my hazelnut coffee, splash that cream on top. No sugar added, nothing. Um, and that's the coffee. That's the taste of choice. If I could have it my way every day, that's it. And I'm open to change, but ain't nothing like some good hazelnut. Um, Scent. The studio now smells like this candle smells like sunshine. Yes. Number 220. It's from the brand, I believe, the Collins House. Yeah, there's an amazing mentor of my lady, and shout out to Stacy. She that's her scent. When I smell that, that's her all day. And you know you're in the family when this is given to you. I think that's what happens because I mean I was around for years and I ain't get to smell like sunshine. Number 220. I was able to smell it and have it courtesy of T. Shout out to T. You know, just a beautiful scent makes the studio smell better than ever. This is not, and I don't want to sound like an asshole, and forgive me if I'm being disrespectful because I don't mean to, but it's not on the Bed Bath and Beyond side, I believe, because I was never able to catch it there. But if you go to the Collins House, this candle smell like sunshine, number 220. You'll never go back for a fact. And there's other scents as well that I did get the luxury of smelling, but it just seems like everything from this brand is second to none. So that's deliciousness coffee right there. And shout out to the Collins House. Amazing candle. Shout out to Stacy. Shout out to T. A-Bass, a part of that conglomerate. Love all you guys. With that being said, again, it's about how you implement into your space, how your space smell, how you decide to dress, how you decide to feel, who you decide to talk to, for what reasons, why. And if you decide to, the time that you're actually investing in the growth and development of others, because it is expensive. And I tell everyone, you think when I talk about the quality of your living is based entirely upon your ability. I'm talking about your ability to do what? Like, what's your push? What are you able to endure? I'll tell you guys, everybody that I sit back with, I listen to what they have going on. And if things are just frazzled for the moment, I just say to them now, I just did 3 semesters, 5 classes each. Full-time student, full-time parent, full-time lover, full-time business, and always finding time to implement into self. Somehow, somewhere, I tell you guys all the time, it's not about always hitting the record button, But it is about being able to figure out who you are, where you're going, what's your reasons for it, why, and again, how you're gonna go about it. So I try to, but I implement my reality. I implement what I love. I implement what I believe in. I implement all of these different things that if you walk into the studio and you smell the air that exists, it definitely definitely brings in a nice vibe. Definitely brings in a nice vibe. And it's about really knowing how to cater to people. Like I tell you guys all the time, anybody can become a millionaire. I know so many selfish millionaires. But even if you're a billionaire, and even if you like them or not, billionaires always service the people. I've hung among so many spoiled, entitled millionaires who, even in some of my classmates, all thought, in their head, they all thought, not all of the classmates. Some of them actually thought that they was going to go through their whole college years going for your master's and only get A plus. Some actually thought. I never gotten less than a 90 because of just the entitlement of believing that just because they showed up, they wasn't going to get that work. And when they was actually given the work, they wasn't able to produce. You saw it. I saw it. I got a front row seat to it throughout this whole process. The higher I seem to get in this chain, the less I see of me. And I can't duck that. I can't hide that. I can't even fathom that most of these classes, I'm the only man in the class. So knowing how to communicate with people, knowing how to build, conduct myself cognitively, what I paid attention to, what I ignored, how people expected to only get A pluses. I've never gotten less than an A minus in my classes. Well, it looks like you did today. Because even watching you, how you participated, what you implemented into the groups, when there were separate groups, if there were team groups, you didn't implement anything that was worth getting the job done. You was a yes person. And there's plenty of those in school as well. And you have to know and learn how to avoid those people. Listen, I always tell you guys, I really want to know what you've been doing lately for yourself. I need to know. Tell me in a comment. I need to know what everybody's been doing for themselves. Because I've known people see me put in the work in so many areas. And I know that there's people that I'm amongst that have that same drive. But now I'm asking, what's up? Show me what you're really made of. And I know time is going to tell on everyone. Oh, baby. I know time is going to tell. And it's going to tell what we're all worth and what we're all made of. And you have to really, really now look at what you're really, really made of. I hope that this reaches you well. And I hope that all you decide to do for your growth, for your development, for your children, for your loved ones, because believe it or not, just believe this and believe this. before we go to break, you are going to have to do for people who don't give a shit about you. That's the bottom line. And once you get comfortable, listen, hear this out. Once you get comfortable doing for people who can't do nothing for you, that's when you know you are now officially defining success. I don't know no other way of saying it to you. I don't know no other way of saying it to y'all. Once you get comfortable with doing for others that can't do a damn thing for you, you officially cross the railroad tracks. And then you can now start talking to people about the quality of their living because you'll now understand yours as I understand mine. Without further ado, if so, congratulations. You deserve a round of applause. Because everybody's not going to be able to do this. And everybody's not going to be able to do that. And anybody who talk about having such a rough day, a rough week, a rough month, a rough year, there's people out there who's been going through terrible decades and now figuring it out. Know your worth. Because ain't nothing worse than feeling like a bitch. We're live on set. You love creating, you love music, and you deserve to have a studio that works for you, not the other way around. That's where Some Law Entertainment comes in. These guys, they're unapologetically dedicated to doing it right from the start. Some Law knows every project is unique. They'll set you up with a smart budget plan that's built around your vision. They're with you every step of the way, checking in, guiding, making sure you're always on track. What more could you ask for? With Some Law, there's no more struggling between the wants and the needs. They get what's essential so you can focus on what matters, what you love to do. They're governor trusted, and it's simple. They care about bringing your ideas to life. Photo shoots, headshots, videos, music production. Some Law has the experience to bring your vision out of your head and into the world. Don't wait any longer. Call them and take the next step to sharing what you've been dreaming of. And I'll see you in the studio. I'm sitting back now, so you know what that means, right? Oh, baby, I know. You know what that means now. Because after a while, you know, as like one of my therapists would say, they'd be like, hey, maybe don't jump at him too much, you know. Always belch when you need to, I'll tell you that. But don't jump at him too much. But they say you catch more bees with honey. Though you still have to be yourself and don't change. Don't ever stop being yourself. But not but, because you don't want to contradict yourself. It's just that if you approach it a different way at times, you can capture those who don't want all of the extra. But don't act like it ain't necessary. And if I've chose you, and that's what I mean when I say chosen, because sometimes you're chosen. And sometimes people don't know how to receive the fact of them being chosen. So it's where some people look at it the wrong way. You could be given more if you really, really look at it. And expect another one to go off at 5:15. And you could be getting so much more than you actually deserve. And that goes for everybody. That goes for my homeboy, that goes for my homegirls. Well, yeah, so a lot of them don't know how to navigate, a lot of them don't know how to connect, a lot of them don't know how to still to this day and listen to their male friends. You're no good for that. Um I was going to my homegirl got some artwork done recently, and I mean, like, like she's really like one of my actual sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I consider her to be one of my actual sisters. You know what I'm saying? And she started dating this guy, got into she's always been a person who loved hard. So when she feel that someone's actually giving her that love, she gonna take it. She gonna run with it. It seemed like, no matter where it come from, long as it's somebody who seems somewhat decent. And can't knock her for that. You know what I'm saying? But he also happened to be a tattoo artist. You know what I'm saying? And started like lacing her up. You know what I'm saying? Her leg. And he's a pretty fair, you know, definitely know how to follow the lines and, got some good shading going on. I won't knock the artwork. So pretty much for me having a few tattoos, I was already getting, like I already had that itch. So, when you're around people who start getting their work done, and shout out to, you know what I'm saying? Because he's laced from damn near like from neck to ankle. Yes. So, being able to watch, one of my colleagues, is, good brother of mine at the school, how much work he's been getting done over time and phenomenal work and shout out to all his work. Been getting that itch, but I told myself once I started getting tattooed and getting that itch again, I was gonna, get with somebody who was doing it. I haven't had a tattoo since London was born. So I haven't been inked up since London was born. Earlier than that, I've been, as you know, over the years, y'all didn't see me get a few things, but it's mostly been like letters and words and things like that. So now I have one piece on my back, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I could let your homeboy, you know what I mean, lay out and start lining me up. It's actually disappointing to know that this is what life has to offer. Because short story, even shorter, she recommended me as far as, recommended a few of us because, we all started to get the itch. So technically, if he did it right, if he did it right, I'm telling you, he would have easily walked away. How I saw it in my head as a professional for what I do, he could have easily walked away without even thinking $40,000 maybe. I know for a fact of even also when I'm able to pull out of artists and creators, not just music. I'm talking about education-wise. I'm talking about the streets. I'm talking about the hustlers, the gangsters. I know all the people that I'm committed with as far as the money. I know the things that everybody just have as far as individuals. So I know that even with some of the tattoo artists that I know exactly like how they would also now look at shading and coloring, that I know that what they would have did with me would have referred them and put them in a different plateau. What I'm getting at is everybody, though they may be talented, they may not be really, really built for what business and growth and development is. So when, and I'm saying this to men and women, your insecurities is going to have you in a place where you're never going to know what it really, really feel like to be successful. When women, and that's the thing too, and I believe it goes for women and men, because I believe we live in a generation now where when women say that's my brother, if they're not actual biological brother, men are going to automatically think that he's trying to knock your head off. Men are automatically going to think that I'm trying to knock their head off. Alarm, that's that 5 minutes and 22 seconds I was telling you about. And that's respectable. I get that. That's respectable. But the harsh reality, and I'm saying but, you hear me, right? But the harsh reality is that there are different calibers of men. That's why, like, when people ask about what I do, because that's the number one question. Oh, yeah, what do you do? Oh, you working in school with me? Oh, yeah, that's it? Actually, no. Look it. Check out this EPK, electronic press kit. Check out the work. You see it. You see what I'm connected to and how I go about it. If you don't get inspired to say, yo, I can get a bag off of this, then I don't give a fuck how you look at me. It's easy now. Because it goes to show that you don't stand on 10. You have a talent that's only going to get you here. It only gets you, and this, hear my logic. It's not because you can grow out of your spaces. I'm from the Bronx, Patterson Projects, Lincoln Hospital, teaching the Bronx. I don't want to hear that. What I'm talking about here, you can think you could spend your life getting $25 an hour on the top of a project rooftop. Or you could be set up $2,200 an hour, $2,000 on your down payment, $200 an hour. Top tier. But you're not gonna get there because your pride, your ego, your insecurities, your outsecurities. You're not securities. And the harsh reality is, sometimes, because my homegirl did hit me up and she said, you know what? This is what the dealio is. And I said, you know what? That just goes to show exactly just where you are. It may look good, but people don't actually put in the work on themselves. Once I see that a person's not ready, I'm talking about really, really ready. Not the stuff as far as wanting to commit to somebody, but they want to give love, but they ain't even loving themselves. And it's a clear indication of it. It shows. It shows in the behavior. It shows in your attitude. It shows in how you connect. It goes to show that that's the reason why your life is all over the place. And then now you finally showed who you really, really are. It showed. And even if those that you connect with that talk about you in real time, that talk about you at the job and that lock and load and realize who you are, I know it's very, very embarrassing. And then again, you have to remember, the people that you have tattoo you, the people that when you sit down with and you start to grow with and you start to build with, and then you wonder like what they're thinking and also how they even take care of themselves. You have to be around people who take care of themselves. And I'm talking about how they bathe, not just how they look good, because some people, they won't sit next to a person on the train who's homeless, but they live with liars and cheaters and people who do them wrong all forever. So think about that. Before you go out and start judging the world and judging people, you got to really, 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 really look deep inside at yourself. And when you actually do the work, and the actual work, I'm talking about the actual work, because y'all who do the work, y'all do the actual work, and I fuck with y'all. I love y'all for that, because I'm able to see it. You know what I'm saying? Not just random gym pics for the gram. I'm talking about those who actually put in the work. Where when I look at you from one season to the next, I can see a transition. I can see a shift in you. I supposed to see a real shift in you. When you see the next degree and the degree after that, you'll say, anyway you look at me, the work is going to show. The credentials will show. The success will show. Whatever it is going to show. And that's the part that everyone don't get the luxury of getting. Because they're so focused on themselves that they don't realize that even if they're giving a little bit to people, then they may be giving them what they want to give them, because what you think they may want. But now you got to get into the thought process of giving people what they deserve. Not even what they need probably, but what they actually deserve to maybe break. Order do caio. That's Latin for order out of chaos. Sometimes you may need to get burned completely down to be able to rise like a phoenix. Maybe not. But I tell you guys all the time, right? The quality of your living. So then in time, if I don't see the shift, if I don't see the actual shift, this alarm right here means it's 6:45. If I don't see the actual shift, I know you didn't put in the work. And that's all I need to know how to deal with you. Because time is going to tell, right? Time is going to go by regardless. So I could say all these great things behind me. I could say it all. But if I don't put it in perspective and I don't put it into action, that means that it's not actually going to happen. It's just a bunch of words on a goddamn wall. But you see the degrees. You'll see things. You'll hear new music. You'll see more visual. You're able to go through the phase where then eventually you see where all the hard work went. Where all the real hard work went. And I'm talking about a tremendous amount of work. So I know for a lot of people who say, oh man, going back to school at this age, I don't know. Time's going to go by so fast. And then in the next 60 months for you, because my 60 months started, woo, baby, what you say? Started what, 54 months ago. It started 54 months ago. My 60 months started 54 months ago. And even though yours may be starting now, maybe starting tomorrow, maybe starting on a fresh Monday, there should be a Sunday for those who believe in the Bible a certain way. But whenever you decide to, it's really on you. Yep, it's on you. Your relationships, your friendships, your growth, your development, your patience level. All these WhatsApp groups I have that even somehow, some way, you have to let them know that if they deserve your attention, you're going to give it to them. Because there were certain classmates that really, really made me feel that, you know what, we're going to get this done. And I salute you guys. I love you guys. And for those who was just there thinking that, because I'm here, I'm supposed to just pass. Congratulations. You now realize that life isn't fair. So that's what you get. And you get what you get, and you can't get upset if you know for a fact that you didn't put in the real work. Entitlement's a drug, y'all. I noticed that. Entitlements is a motherfucking drug. And if you're not mindful, it could be addictive. And if you're not mindful, you'll become an addict. And if you're not mindful, you'll realize that once you become an addict, you're no longer giving to the people. You're just taking from whatever you can. And if you're not being used properly, you're just... Ain't nothing wrong being used, because if you're not being used, you're useless. I get it. But if you don't play chess and you feel manipulated, ah, then we talk about the quality of our living, y'all. And I am booked, just so you guys know. I have a session coming up. It's going to be a busy. So summer one classes didn't start yet. It is actually the 30th. It's 6:50 in the morning on the 30th of May, and it's a Friday. I'm on the grind. I actually got to get out of here in the next 10 minutes, give or take. But I'm just saying that to say that summer one classes didn't start yet. Looking forward to them. 2 classes only. One is all of June, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, from 5 to 8:10. And I also have at the 23rd of June, I'm starting my actual summer course for my other class, and that's going to be from June 23rd, I believe, to August 21st. And that's an asynchronous class, so that means that I'm going to be doing it at my discretion. They give me a bunch of work, bunch of assignments, I get it done, I turn them in. That's it. So I should be able to be in the air, flying, and still going clickety-clack, off the MacBook Pro. Yes, MacBook Pro, to me, is the way to go. For now, at least, when you're on the move. 17-inch, I do have. Yes. Nano texture screen for the sun. Amazing. Yeah, a great device. Great device to be able to do what you need to do on the go. Doing that, make sure I'm doing my black seed detox bitters in the morning to clear my insides. I know it tastes like shit, but hey, it does the job. I've been using this brand after called Dose. Like it's like turmeric, like this liquid for your liver. I've seen it been doing a really, really good job. I feel way more energetic than I used to, believe that. Summer classes are starting, so I'm getting my routine together. Figuring out how to go, figuring out what's gonna be the next things I'm gonna do. I am booked to get more work done as far as my tattoos. You guys will definitely be a part of that journey because it's gonna definitely be about, I've always felt the way about, like when I roll my sleeves up, people would ask me about what's rest in peace and what's things like that. And I always wanted to get something that I knew that I just didn't want to just get any more work done. So I wanted to get something that was going to be very, very meaningful. So I've been seeking out, very, very professional tattooists that was going to really, really do this cover up piece for me. That was going to really help, more of, breaking through with all the work I've been doing. Some would say laugh now, cry later. It's going to be more of a flip of going through the real struggle to be able to be the last one who's laughing. The last one who laughs the loudest. And believe that in your world. The last man who laughs the loudest. And a lot of you are being laughed at. You're being laughed at. They're chuckling at you because they believe that you're not able to do so. And if you prove them right, if you prove them wrong, to the graduating class of 2025, I see you guys. To those who are right where they need to be, we see you guys. To those who are now figuring it out and mean it, we see you guys. To those who are saying it and not showing it, we see you guys. Trust and believe it. Because somehow, some way, you are going to be prominent about what you love to do. It's going to show. It have to seep through. It have to. It have to. It have to. It just have to. There's nowhere in the world that you're going to exude such greatness to the world that somebody's not going to recognize it, even if it's quietly. So we may not want to hear how powerful you may think you are. You probably not. It's going to show in your work. It's going to show in your work, in your tattoos, in your music, in your photography, in your videography, in your drone work, in your relationships, in your parenthood, in your brotherhood, in your unclehood. in your hood, your neighborhood. How you are to your neighbors, how you are to your people, how you are to your students, how you are to your colleagues, how you are to your mentors, how you are to your mentees, how you are to your candles, how you are to your coffee, how you are to yourself, how you are to your soap, how you are to yourself and wholeheartedly, and to God, to your higher power, whatever the case may be. I tell you guys all the time, the quality of your living, it's about doing what over my head? Exactly, taking that risk, whatever the case may be. And a lot of you guys may not be ready to take the risk, and I understand. I understand that you're not going to receive what you deserve until further notice. So I can comprehend that. Because in order for it to become successful, what's in the head have to come out. Whatever it is, sound, visual, artwork, drawing, sketching, whatever it is, it have to come out. And when it come out, it's going to show. Because I've seen a lot of great tattoos. A lot of these tattoos look good when they're just done because you follow the lines. But there's a phase when your tattoo heals. And how it heals is how it's going to really, really show to the world. And what you put on your body, you can't take off. Commodify, if you're able to. But sometimes that's bad business. That's bad energy. For some that's a part of the Caribbean, they say that's bad juju. It's not good juju. Oh, Miss Juju. It's not. So be mindful about what you're doing, how you're going about it, and be honest with yourself. And until further notice, until the next episode, summer classes are starting, and I'm not stopping. Plenty of starts and plenty of stops. And speaking of that, I gotta holler at my girl Sheila. We're live on set. Find your strategy, execute it, get it done. Just get it done. Get your team together, lock and load, explode, let it happen. I talked to you guys a little bit. It's really time to get out the dough. I'm out the dough. 17 more school days left. Long as you guys know when it's shot. 17 more school days left. Yeah, believe that.